Hello everybody and welcome to my monthly update for July 2018. If you're new here, this is something I do every month to keep sort of a connection with you guys, to tell you what's gone on the past month, what I'm going to be doing in the future, what's going on behind the scenes and just other things that might be of interest to you. But first, what we usually start with is... So July's Hater of the Month comes from R. Herman 1. I stopped watching after 4 minutes because Yo used a wheel, a jig and someone else's money. Why don't you get a real job, then work your butt off for the tool, then show me how to do it by hand. Show me you know old school first. You owe me 4 minutes of my life back. Also quit with theatrics, it makes you look like a dumbass. Well, R. Herman, I studied for 5 years at Wood, where that was 5 days a week, and then I also worked at Axminster Tools every weekend for those other 5 years as well, which accounts to 7 days work every single week for 5 years. So as for getting a real job, then working your butt off, kind of already did that sort of thing, and I'm still sort of doing it now. Don't really know what else to say about that. Also, it took you 5 minutes to realise that I was going to be using a wheel for this, even though it's planted right here from the start of the video. So, you know, with haters, you can try and argue, you can try and debate all these things with them, but at the end of the day, they're not going to listen. It's not going to affect them. So to be honest, I just thought I'd address the you owe me 4 minutes of my life back bit, and I just sent him to an article of 10 diet changes to extend your life. No drama, no arguments, nice and easy. So if you want to watch that video, the link is in the top corner. It's how to get a stupidly sharp edge on a plane blade. Address R. Herman himself if you want. Should be near the top of the comments. But anyway, that is July's Hater of the Month. So what has happened this month in terms of videos? We had the Bridge City review, which was quite fun. It was my first time trying to make a review quite cinematic at the same time as being quite informative. There was a lot of debate in the comment section about the tools being made in China. Yes, they are made in China, but to be honest, I really like the look of the tools. They're incredibly accurate, like something over this length, spot on over its entire length, which is pretty unusual for something of this size. Also, it's nice material. I'm not going to go on about it, but to be honest, the fact that it's made in China is kind of dwarfed by the fact that it actually works. I wish I had addressed it more in that video because it is obviously something to consider, considering a lot of Chinese exports have a questionable quality to them. But Bridge City, I really like it. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, everyone else is welcome to their own as well. I'm not going to try and argue with you. We also did a review for the Bosch miter saw, which I absolutely love. Bosch gave it to me back in December, I think, and it's had quite a lot of use up until now. Really happy with it. A few little niggles here and there, which I mentioned in the review, but overall, very happy with it. And we also did my 5 favourite tools for hand cut joinery, which is something well worth looking into if you are interested in doing some hand cut joints and things. And I know I may come across as a little bit of a snob with my tools sometimes, like having shiny, what are we talking about, like fret saws, like this new concept one, but this was mentioned in the video. There are also some pretty affordable alternatives in there as well. So it's not just focused for those of you that like posh fancy tools like myself. I did a video on the difference between a jointer / planer. Not even going to go there. That was so difficult to try and get my head around not calling it a planer and calling it a jointer, because most of my audience is now Americans. I think most people are happy calling it a jointer and the one underneath a thicknesser. Watch the video if you don't know the difference between the two machines. It explains it quite well. There's a few demonstrations in there as well. But yeah, that was quite a fun one to film. And I also did a video which has been requested for ages since doing my first initial hand cut joint series on cutting these various joints in the cabinets that surround me. Towards the end of that series, I had people questioning, like, where would you use this joint? Where would you use this joint? And finally, I actually got round to filming that, which was quite nice to get them all out of the cabinet and have a look at them again, explain their benefits, explain their drawbacks and where you would use them. So again, if you're looking to get stuck into a project where there's going to be lots of hand cut joints, or actually it don't even need to be hand cut, just any joints in general, watching that video will give you a good sort of understanding of which joints will be more suitable for each task. And obviously in the past week and a half, we have been doing the experimental finishes, which has been great fun. We did a gilding and chemical finish, we did scorching, we did verdigris wax, we did melting crayons into liming wax to create all sorts of amazing effects. And the last one, which will be out in the next few days, well, not the last one for the time being, is going to be this soap finish that I have drying here. Now, initially, this was going to be the first video in the entire series, but it just kept going wrong. I have no idea why it wouldn't work, but for some reason, the solution or mixture, whatever it is, just wouldn't harden. I would just keep getting this watery mix every time. And in every single video that I watched about it, they said that this finish is idiot proof, which kind of says a lot. I failed it like 2 or 3 times, and hopefully this will be the one that works. I've got a new soap for this one, so we shall hope for the best with that. That will be out in the next few days. Now, what's been happening behind the scenes with myself? So in the past week, I attended the New Forest show where I was representing Axminster, and I was in the Inspirations in Wood tent doing some dovetail demos, which attracted quite a lot of attention. I think I made people quite nostalgic by being there, because there was a lot of older retired people who were coming over, watching me hand cut these joints, and they were saying, oh, I remember doing that in my old woodwork classes. Literally 80% of the people, I reckon, said that to me when they came up to me. It kind of got to a point where I could see them walking over. I was like, I know what this guy's going to say. I know it. And sure enough, woodworking classes, which it is a shame they're not continued anymore, because these people really enjoyed them. And it's obvious that kids nowadays will still enjoy these classes. It's just funding. You don't get it anymore. You've got to go to specialist establishment, or you've got to go down the self-taught route. It is a real shame. But as well as making some people nostalgic about it, I did also try and get the younger audience included as well. So at one point I had this, she must have been like 5 or 6 years old, this little like tiny girl. She wasn't this big. Tiny. She was using a number 4 plane, which was, she was like really struggling with it. I was trying to get her to plane this edge nice and smooth and things, and yeah, it was pretty funny. And then I had like some other kids and stuff come out. It was just nice to get them all involved with it. Eventually I got a block plane out so it would be a little bit easier for them, but yeah, watching her struggle with the number 4 was hilarious. And at the other end of the tent there was a furniture competition going on where we had 2 Rycote boys in there. Woo, represent. I can't actually remember what the results were, but yeah, that was Jack and Rich. I'll put a link to their Instagram profiles in the description below. They both make some really nice stuff, and in fact both of them will be taking over this space in the next month or so, which moves me on to my next subject. I will be moving out of this unit in the next month or so. In fact, it might even be sooner than that, because as a lot of you know, this space was given to me in September last year as sponsorship from Rycote. They do it like for a graduate every year. You get given this space to sort of get your business set up. So I had it for a year. It's now going into August and I need to start moving on. Now I do have another place lined up. It needs a lot of work, which is going to be quite fun. So I'll definitely be doing videos on that. But yeah, it'll be really good to get a fresh start in a new place. And in this one, I think I'm going to be there for about a minimum of 2 years, so I'll be able to dig in a lot more, because this one, I've only actually been here for like 4 months, and then I was in another unit just sort of across the corridor there from September until moving to this one. So I haven't been able to really dig into a place, but now I'm going to be in this other one for 2 years. Oh, should be able to make it my own. Now, another fun little announcement. I know there's a few of you behind that lens that will be studying at Rycote next year, which is where I studied. I will see you there. I'm going to be teaching there 2.5 days a week, teaching the city and guilds classes. I'll be teaching there, and if you're doing the degree course, you'll probably see me walking around as well. So it'll be great to see you guys. And yeah, just get more involved with Rycote again, because although I've been doing the evening classes this year, I've missed that atmosphere. See, I'm sure it's going to be interesting and a bit of a challenge being the other side of it, but I'm very much looking forward to it, so I'll see you there. I'll also be visiting Lee Valley. God, August is a busy month, isn't it? I'm going out to Canada at the end of the month as well to visit Lee Valley, which I'm really looking forward to. A bit of training on some of their tools, having a look around. Never been to Canada before, and hopefully I'll be getting a sneak peek of Vic Teslin's workshop as well, the sort of face of Veritas, should we say. So yeah, that'll be really good fun. Blimey, I need to start getting my calendar organised. There is a lot on here, isn't there? So when I move into the new workshop, obviously I did a poll like maybe 2 weeks ago asking if you guys would prefer to see projects or instructional videos. Projects actually got the majority, which is interesting because last year around November time I put the same question out and a lot of people preferred instructional videos. Now it's moved across to projects, so I am listening to you guys. It's just the fact that I'm going to be moving out of this workshop, as I said earlier. There's no point in me delving into a project now because it'll just end up getting, like, it'll just be a right old shambles if I have to move workshop halfway through. So I'm going to wait until I move and then we'll get stuck into the projects. And the projects that I currently have in mind are making a little tool chest, sort of a traveling one. Now I have made this tool chest before. I should have bought it with me. I didn't for some reason, but it was a demo that I was doing at Axminster in Basingstoke over the past few months. Finally got it completed and thought it would be a shame not to share it with you guys as well. So I'm going to make another one. And one thing I'm thinking about doing with these tool chests is maybe batching out 5 or so of them, and they're making them available to you guys so you can pre-order them and you can choose like what material you want the outside to be made of, what material you want the internal tray to be made of, you know, all those sort of things, completely customizable, and I will make it for you and put a little touch mark and stuff in it as well. So you'll have a nice little handcrafted, secure, robust tool chest to carry your tools around and store in your workshop nice and safe. But when it comes to it, that's when I'll be releasing more details. Like, it's all sort of speculation right now. The other things that I want to be doing is a router bit cabinet, because as a lot of you know, the bottom drawer of my tool cabinet is absolutely disgusting at the moment. There is just so much rubbish in there. So I want to sort all that out, get my router bits out of there and on display so I can see what I've got. And also, like, I've got all these just extraction bits that are just sitting there on my windowsill and it just doesn't look very nice. So a proper router cabinet to hold all this stuff will be very nice to have. Of course, it's going to be handcrafted, dovetailed, frame and panel doors and everything like that. It's not going to be made of plywood, MDF or anything. Solid is what we're thinking. We're going to be doing some proper cabinet construction, which will be really fun. And on the subject of cabinets, the other one that I want to be doing is a filing cabinet, because it has got to that point in life now where it's a bit of a joke. Documents are slowly piling up. You don't realise it up until this point. Like, throughout my entire life, I've just had things stacking up and just thinking, yeah, don't need it yet, don't need it yet. And then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, I need this now. And I didn't want to just go buy one, I want to make one. So a filing cabinet is definitely something that I want to do. And I'll try and make that series as interesting as possible, because fundamentally a filing cabinet is probably the most boring piece of furniture you can ever imagine. Not only in its design, but also its function as well. So I'll try my best with that one, but it is desperately needed. Now, other things that I want to do this month, we're getting towards the end now. A 50K giveaway. I have passed 50,000 subscribers. Thank you ever so much for all of your support. I planned all the way back from when I got 10,000 subscribers back in November or December or something like that, that I wanted to do a 50,000 subscriber giveaway. It's finally at that point. I'm not fully organised, or I thought I was being organised, but I still didn't prepare enough in advance for it to happen now. So there will be a giveaway. I've got some pretty sweet prizes coming along as well. So when that's announced, it will be very easy to enter. It won't cost a thing, and you're in with a chance of winning some pretty cool tools. Throughout all of August, I'm also going to be doing a discount on my plans for Bertha, the Rubo workbench, because it has been a year since they first became available, and this bench has had some pretty good beating in that time, and I want to celebrate it by doing a big old discount for you guys. So if you go onto my website, the link will be in the description and also in the top corner as well. There's 3 items you can buy. You can either get working drawings of the workbench, you can get a SketchUp model of the workbench, or you can get a package for both of those for a slightly discounted rate. And if you type in the coupon code Meaty with a capital M, that will get you a discount on any of those plans, even on the one where you've got a package deal combining the 2, which is discounted already. Meaty will get you a further discount on top of that as well. So if you're kind of umming and ahhing about whether you want the plans or not, August will be the time to do it, because they'll be the cheapest that they'll ever be. And if you've never visited my website before, you'll also see that I am selling these t-shirts as well in a variety of sizes. They can be shipped in Europe, worldwide. I should have just said worldwide at the start. They're nicely fitted, they're made of a nice material and everything, and as you've seen, I've worn them in the workshop quite a lot, and it's all holding up quite well. We're not bursting at the seams just yet. And finally, we're approaching the end of my list right now. Look how stupid that is. I'm trying to address the problem of replying to messages at the moment, because I'm getting quite a lot on social media, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, and also email as well from you guys. While I try my best to reply to as many messages as I can, of course, it's not always possible. I've got 50,000 people following me now. That is a lot of messages that you get through. Currently, my way of doing it is on YouTube. When I post a video, 24 hours later after posting it, I'll reply to as many of the comments there as possible, even if it's just a quick thank you. Obviously, I don't have time to do a massive paragraph response or anything like that, but I'm trying to reply to as many comments in that first 24-hour window as possible, because by that point, it's kind of manageable. But as for emails, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, that's quite difficult, because usually those questions are quite, they require a lot of detail in order to respond to, and it's just, if I was to try and respond to all of them, I would just literally be glued to my phone or computer all day. There is a lot that comes through. So if you sent a message in the past, I do apologise if I haven't replied to it. It's nothing personal, it's just I get quite a lot of them through. So the way that I'm getting around this is on Patreon, I've put a new tier of rewards. If you pledge $10 per month, you can ask me any question, anytime, no matter how complex or how simple or how tailored that response needs to be. If you're pledging $10 per month, I guarantee to answer it. Think of it as $10 per month for your own personal woodworking tutor. Obviously, we've got the kind of curriculum equivalent, I suppose is what it is, with my videos where I'm posting content that I want to post and what you guys have requested. But when it's tailored advice, of course I want to answer, but it's not worth doing a video on. So it's hard to justify the investment in time when you literally have hundreds of them to answer. So yeah, there you go. If you want tailored advice from me, pledge $10 per month on Patreon and I guarantee that I will answer any questions. So there we go, that is the July update. Thank you very much for watching, and of course a massive thank you to all of my Patrons who support me. You guys are absolute legends, incredibly generous, and I am very grateful for it. So thank you very much. See you in the next video.